This is Yana with News for Thought. Please subscribe if you are new to this channel. The excerpts from this article come from CNN, titled, Kamala Harris to Preview 2020 Message in New Book. With a new memoir set to publish Tuesday, the 2020 spotlight shifts this week to Senator Kamala Harris as she embarks on a book tour in advance of an expected presidential announcement this month. The book, The Truths We Hold, and the accompanying publicity blitz will offer some hints about the rationale for the California Democrats' likely presidential candidacy. This second work is a more personal look at her upbringing and the roots of her activism than her first book, which drew lessons from her career as a prosecutor to explain her approach to fixing the criminal justice system. She planted the seeds of a potential campaign message during her travels across the country last year with her constant anti-Donald Trump refrain, quote, "We can do better than this." In the Senate, she vigorously challenged Trump's immigration policies, calling on Americans to stay true, quote, to who we say we are as a country. And Harris made a smooth debut last year in states like Iowa and South Carolina. In early national polls and polls in key states, which are a better indication of name recognition than viability at this nascent stage of the race, Harris has generally landed in the single digits, somewhere near the middle of the pack, behind former Vice President Joe Biden and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. After the meteoric rise of Beto O'Rourke in Texas, Harris is no longer the freshest face in the Democratic field. She is relatively untested on the national stage, where she would be matched against better-known progressives like Sanders and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, as well as more seasoned campaigners like Biden. But she has demonstrated discipline and political savvy over the past 2 years as California's junior senator, while quietly amassing a huge list of supporters online that could serve as an early donor base to establish her position in the field. The former prosecutor's direct and unsparing questioning of Brett Kavanaugh during the Supreme Court hearings helped her foster a strong connection with Democratic women, many of whom said in interviews that they felt as though she was speaking for them. And with her mixed-race heritage as the daughter of civil rights activists, Harris has unique potential to consolidate the African American vote, arguably the most powerful constituency within the Democratic primary electorate. The primary calendar could also be favorable to a Harris candidacy, with her home state of California moving up its primary to the first Tuesday in March 2020. In conversations with more than 24 Democratic strategists over the past month, many noted that if Harris can scoop up delegates in California while also galvanizing African American voters in the Southeast, she could have a strong advantage at that early and critical stage of the primary season. Robbie Mook, who was Clinton's campaign manager in 2016, noted that African Americans could determine the winner, not only in South Carolina, where black voters made up 61% of the primary electorate in 2016, but also in many of the March contests in states like Alabama, North Carolina, Louisiana, Tennessee, and Mississippi, where African Americans comprise a huge share of the Democratic primary electorate. Quote, "If a candidate is able to consolidate the African American vote, it will be a huge advantage," Mook said. Quote, "Southeastern states are so heavily concentrated in March, and African Americans have such a critical share of that vote that every primary night could produce wins." Harris would, of course, have fierce competition for the African American vote, including from her close Senate colleague Cory Booker. The November results showed that African American voters were highly engaged in 2018, particularly in marquee races like that of Stacey Abrams in Georgia and Andrew Gillum in Florida. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to share it and also to subscribe. This is News for Thought. I'm Yana. Until next time, peace.